Hi all, I'm Devon, host of the Devon Taylor podcast, and I am so grateful to be here on episode 16. I am so thankful to you all that have tuned in each and every Monday for a new episode, and I'm so grateful that this platform has not only flourished, but has allowed me to express myself and the truest nature in the way that I feel is the most natural. So I just wanted to get on here and say a big thank you to everyone who has tuned into the podcast. You are so seen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I wanted to thank all of my guests, everyone that has sat down and listened to the podcast, but also everyone that has been on the podcast. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for telling your stories, for allowing the world to hear your magnificent story on this earth and why you were called here to do what you are doing now. You are making such a big impact, and I'm so grateful to be a part of that. I'm hopeful that you guys got the opportunity to feel seen, feel heard, and just felt like I showcased your platform in the way that you would want it to be. So I just wanted to say thank you to all my guests. You guys are the reason why the Devon Taylor podcast is even here. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you. But also, anyone that is just, listening in on the podcast every week, I'm just so grateful to say we are not stopping here. We are midway through the season and we have so many more guests lined up. I'm just super grateful to have this opportunity, sit here with amazing people that have been through amazing things that are willing to share their stories to help you find whatever answers there may be in life. So thank you guys. You guys are going to enjoy these next episodes. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And also a big shout out to our most viewed episode. I'm so grateful that not only do we have 90 views and counting on this video, but I'm grateful that the most viewed episode on this podcast has to do with me and my partner telling our story. We've been through a lot, so just to even say that is just a nugget of what our experience has been being a couple, and not only that, as parents together. So thank you all to have taken the time to listen to our story, to pour into us, to show us love in whatever way possible, and to all of my podcast episodes getting the same amount of views. Because once again, this podcast is about showcasing stories, all of our stories. I feel like each and every one of us born into this planet has a story to tell, if you're willing to tell it. So I just really want to encourage anyone. If you've been thinking about being a guest on the Devon Taylor podcast, here's your call to action. You have a story to tell. So I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful to be in this position. I'm grateful that we are telling people stories. I'm grateful that people are feeling comfortable enough to sit down and use my platform as a means to do so. And I'm just hoping more and more people come to the light and come to the Devon Taylor podcast to tell their story. Now, without further ado, episode 16 is with Marla Torres. She has so many tools within her toolbox. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised how she turned her story of, going through some tribulation and trial to becoming a master at Reiki. Now, if you don't know what Reiki is, it will be explained in this episode, and I'm super grateful to have Marla be the one to do it for us. So, without further ado, this is episode 16 with Marla Torres. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. And please, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you guys like the content and want to hear more. Until next time, thank you guys so much. I appreciate everyone that has been a part of the podcast, anyone that is pouring into the podcast, and all of the stories we have been able to share. Bye, guys. And please don't forget to tune in to a new episode of the Devon Taylor podcast, releasing every Monday at 12 a.m. See you guys soon.
I love you to the moon and back.
Hey guys, it's Icarus here.
And Amelia.
And I'm here to tell you if you'd like to join our brand new adventure. Go to DevonTaylorAuthor.com to learn more.
And check out the cool items like the new bucket hat.
Yeah, and so much more. See you guys there.
Welcome to a brand new experience with innovative voices from all over the world. I would like to invite you all to something that is magical, something that is powerful, and something that is from my heart. This is the Devon Taylor Podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Devon Taylor Podcast, where we have guests from all around the world tell their unique and powerful stories to allow their voice to be heard and for you to feel inspired. Today, we have the honor of welcoming a remarkable individual who has triumphed over adversity and emerged stronger than ever. She has journeyed through survival mode, drawing parallels to the resilient phoenix. She soared from the ashes, embracing her divine power. With over 15 years of experience as a registered nurse and 8 years delving into alternative healing, her expertise is a beacon of hope for those seeking transformation. Her passion lies in inspiring others to reclaim their divine power and thrive, fostering a nurturing community where each person's journey is honored and supported. Her toolbox includes ancient healing, shamanic Reiki, Ashake records, Kundalini yoga, more, empowering individuals to rediscover their strength. Please welcome Marla Torres. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, y'all.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
we're here
excited.
with JC. He's my co-host again. Welcome, JC. Thank you for being here. As he bows. But yeah, welcome, Marla. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited for you to be here and just for everyone to hear your story. So I kind of just wanted to start off with you giving us your background and just kind of telling us where you're at now.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, it can get a little long-winded, so I'll try and do the condensed version. Not just condensed version.
No worries.
I was raised in a very strict religion called Mennonites, and it was a very challenging experience for me because I tend to question everything and not just go with whatever is being told to do, and that didn't go well. And I ended up developing an eating disorder in my teens, just trying to find a way to have some control somewhere, and went on a deep journey of healing from that. My family relocated from Arizona to Pennsylvania when I was 21. And then I ended up getting help from eating disorder around that time. And then ended up moving from Pennsylvania to New York. Needed a little bit of space, but also, wanting to stay close by. And there really began a lot of deep healing, had a lot of experiences that really just shaped me in a way that I would have never even begun to guess. I lost my first husband, died, and so I went through a very emotional time with that. And then I met my second husband, who was the father of my daughter, and it was a very challenging timing in that relationship because he was he's a narcissist, and he was very emotionally and verbally abusive to both of us. And so it was a lot of things going down with that. But now I can look at it and not say like, oh, I was a victim or any of that. Like, I look at that as he was a catalyst to my growth. He really, if all of that stuff hadn't happened, I wouldn't be where I am now. And I honestly wouldn't change it. There's so much growth that happened as a result of that. Soon after my daughter was born, about a year and a half after she was born, the medical community gave me a diagnosis of Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and it's an autoimmune disease. And I just never bought it. I was like, no, I don't claim that. I'm going to heal from this. And of course, all the Western medicine people around me were just like, no, you can't heal from it. You're going to live with it forever. And I was like, so I set out on this like journey of healing, and I discovered along the way that our physical symptoms are very intricately tied into our psyche and our brain and the things that have happened to us, the traumas that we've experienced. It's not just like, oh, just magically developed this disease because you ate too much sugar or you know, XYZ. It's like, no, it goes so much deeper than that. And so it really, I got a chance to rewrite what I had learned, the story I was taught with Western medicine of like, as a critical care nurse, it was so different than what I learned on this journey. Like, no, that everything is so interconnected. And so when I started healing myself on an emotional level, I started noticing my symptoms easing up. And like to the point now, I think it was last year, I was finally able to get off a prescription for my thyroid. Like I was told that would never happen, that was definitely not going to happen. And I was, again, watch me, like that was one thing, like, my parents would probably even say to you, like, tell Marla she can't do something, like watch her do it. Cause I'm a little stubborn with that. But also like when I just feel so passionately and so deeply within myself that it can be done, I'm not going to just be told that I can't do it, you know what I mean? Or that it's impossible. And so just really diving into that and being able to now say, like, I don't consider that I have that diagnosis. A, I never claimed it, but B, I don't consider myself having that anymore, like even hanging around me, because of all the healing that I've done, and also just feeling into my body and seeing how I feel and being able to heal my throat chakra and heal on so many levels. And it's made me passionate to help others realize that they have that power within them too. I'm not saying like everybody go to stop your meds, but what I'm saying is like start doing the inner work, and then pay attention to the cues, pay attention to the symptoms disappearing and reevaluate. And yeah, it's just so powerful. I love it.
So inspiring. Sorry, so inspiring. It makes me want to ask you, what was a pivotal moment or realization that you had that really was a catalyst for you to take your power in deeper ways?
So I would say the pivotal moment was when I read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. And it helped me shift my mindset into one of gratitude. And I started a daily gratitude practice. And I truly believe that was a pivotal moment for me, because our mind, we have the power in our mind, right? So when we can take control of that and be like, no, there's always something to be grateful for. 100%, and I still continue this gratitude practice to this day. I have a Facebook Messenger group where I have a bunch of people that have joined me, and really I invited them to like be my witness, so that I have to show up, if there's people watching, not just me on my own little journey. And so this has been inspiring for them, and they've joined in. Not everybody shares every day, and that's okay, but really it's for me to remember to come back to that space of gratitude, to not just go to the same old like, oh, I'm thankful for my home, I'm thankful for my bed, I'm thankful, no, like really dive into it and say like, we have so much to be grateful for. And then even on days when that doesn't feel enough, I go on a gratitude rampage, start at my front door, and just walk through every room of my home, everything I can lay eyes on, offer thanks for it, offer gratitude for it being a part of my life. That'll get you high. Like that is like, I've never gotten high off of drawings. I've heard people talk about their experience, but that is like an emotional high like no other. It is so incredible. And like, you'll notice a huge difference after you do that, for sure. And I love to recommend that to people, like even if it's you don't want to sit down every day and write down 3 things that you're grateful for, start with a gratitude rampage. Just go and then realize like, wow, how incredibly fucking blessed I am, right? And also I manifested this shit, like this didn't just magically appear in my life because, oh, I was a good person. No, I intentionally brought this in. If I preach that to my daughter too, I'm like, you have the power, you get to decide, you get to choose. Yeah, all of our emotions are valuable and valid, but you get to choose how long you stay in that emotion. Like, you get to choose if you want to raise your vibration or not. And like, that's just been so huge for me. And I just love sharing it because it's free, right? You don't have to pay anybody to do that. You go do it, take the power, and watch things shift.
Well, you said really like three powerful things for me. For one, you like just realized like I have the power to change this. That was like, super powerful to me, because I feel like a lot of people will hear your episode and be like, wow, like, she was going through a lot and she was able to change that and find some inspiration there. But also, like you said, something about reading a book. And I feel like people are losing sight of how powerful books and the messages for book, especially good ones, are, and how they can really help push forward just those thoughts that would help propel us into our next phase in our lives. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because for me personally, Rich Dad Poor Dad was one of those books that I read and didn't realize when I was reading it how much impact it would have after once I read it. But that just reminded me of that connection. But I also wanted to kind of get into your modalities. You have so many different modalities that you work with. First and foremost, which one do you feel has been the most impactful when it comes to working with clients? But which one do you feel you have integrated like into your life more frequently, I guess you can say?
It's so funny because, like, yeah, I do have all these in my toolbox. So I feel like an alchemist. So, like, have a little bit of everything that I need to bring into a session, which is so powerful because you're not just relying on one modality. And sometimes, some modalities just don't resonate with people, and that's fine. That's not for them on their journey. But for me, the catalyst shifting into the alternative medicine world was with the shamanic Reiki. And like, I worked with a shamanic Reiki master teacher. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to be doing a course. Do you want to join? And I was like, okay, let me see what this is about, and from day one of sitting there, I had a remembering, like on a cellular level, like, I know this, I'm at home, like, this is in me, and so that has been super powerful. I think that across the board, Reiki, it's so powerful. It's just so powerful. And then bringing in all the elements, because with shamanic Reiki, you're really working with Mama Gaia so intimately, and just really pulling in those powerful allies ultimately to help with healing on a cellular level. And that has been really, really important. Another one that's been super powerful in my life is the energetic allergy healing. That helped me tremendously. I had this cough from allergies and draining and all the things, and it wasn't going away. I tried all my things in my toolbox that I had at the time, and it wasn't going away. And I'm like, you know what? I think there's an emotional component here, but I just didn't know what, and I wasn't quite sure how to deal with it. And then I discovered energetic allergy healing, did a session, worked with the energies for about 6 weeks. All my symptoms were gone. And I was like, okay, I'm a believer. And so I jumped in and started taking the course, because I'm like, okay, I need to be able to use this with clients and also with myself and with my daughter. So when my ex-husband moved out, she couldn't sleep by herself anymore. She couldn't sleep in her room. So she kind of came to my king size bed. I'm like, I have plenty of room. Come sleep with me. It's fine, And I knew it wasn't going to be forever. Some people were like, oh, it's not going to be forever. She needs me right now. So we did that. And last summer, she was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go back to my room. I'm ready to go to my bed. And she couldn't sleep. And I was doing the energetic allergy healing course, and somebody was like, oh, you can have allergies to sleeping. And I was like, well, think about it. She had the trauma from the separation and divorce and all the things going on. So that was tied into her mattress that was tied into her pillows, to her stuffies, to her, her sheets and her blankets and all the things that the energy was still tied up in that. And so I worked on clearing that for her, and she was able to sleep.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is so powerful when you stop and look at like everything. People think of allergies as seasonal allergies, the rhinitis, the, itchy eyes and all the things.
Yeah.
But it goes deeper than that. It's like a dysfunction, a dysregulation in your body that's created from the traumas. And it shows up in different ways. It could be, insomnia. It could be the cough that I had, all these things. And so that kind of was the gateway for the next modality that I'm learning currently, which is shamanic new medicine. And that is the psyche, brain, body connection, and really diving into that and seeing. I feel like I've gotten my freedom back, honestly, because I'm like, okay, our bodies are always trying to keep us alive and thriving, always.
Yeah.
Our bodies are never attacking us. Our bodies are never out to get us because we, ate something we shouldn't have or whatever. No, our bodies are always trying to keep us alive and thriving. And so when I can shift my perspective, yes, I'm not going to just go put shit food in my body. I'm still going to eat healthy. If I do go, at least I go out for Mexican, it's going to be okay because my body can handle whatever might have come through in those foods that could be classified as, chemicals or toxins or what have you. My body's going to clear it and I'm going to be fine. And for me, for something that was so tied in with the Hashimoto's was the belief that I was gluten intolerant. And for years, I bought into that because I was told that that's what's going to come along with the Hashimoto's diagnosis. Well, now you can't eat gluten and all these things. And I believed it. And I couldn't eat gluten. Once I started diving into Germanic new medicine, I was like, wait a second. That doesn't serve me anymore. That doesn't align with me anymore. I'm healed from the Hashimoto's. I'm healed from the gluten intolerance. I can eat gluten. I resolved and I went and I tried. Sure enough, I can eat gluten and I had no effects whatsoever. None.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is powerful shit. I feel like such freedom now and an empowerment knowing that my body has me. Like, it's got my back. It's always looking out for my best good. Being able to shift my thinking around quote unquote being sick to knowing that I'm in the healing phase. And that's not anything bad. This is something good. My body is repairing and recovering from a conflict and it's all good. And so shifting that now, like, okay, I have a headache. Okay, so that means I'm in the epic crisis right now. I'm between in healing phase A and B. And it's squeezing out, my brain is squeezing out any extra edema that was hanging around that helped with healing because edema helps you heal. Squeezing that out because it's no longer needed. And it's all good. It's all fine. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, coming back to that mindset shift and seeing like, okay, I have the power here. I have autonomy and freedom over my body and knowing that my body is freaking incredible. Like our bodies are all amazing. So amazing. We don't stop and think about it. We just give our power away to the medical doctors. We're like, oh, well, the doctor said this. Well, is the doctor living in your body? Don't think so. Watch, tune in. Tune in, connect, look and see, like, what could have happened that caught you off guard, or, did you have a scare conflict, something like a self-evaluation, like, oh, okay, yeah, that was that program was running there. Like, let me resolve that. Is that really true for me anymore? Okay, let's heal it.
That's super powerful. Wow. I'm amazed at how that awareness and just those realizations and those truths were able to really land and embody in your body. It seems that communities are like a central part of your work and cultivating a safe space. And I'm very curious to ask you, how for you cultivating community and being with like-minded people is also important and how it reflects for individual healing?
Community is so important because we can't do this alone. We weren't meant to do this alone. Yes, our bodies are incredible, but we're meant to be in community. We're meant to have that support from others as we're walking on our path. I think it's so important to not feel alone. I know what that felt like. I've been there, felt very alone, going through divorce, going through bankruptcy, going through the healing from the autoimmune disease, like going through all of that. I felt very alone. And I really think it's important to have people recognize that they're not alone, that they have the support. So I have, a private community on Facebook. I have the gratitude group, part of the dream moving community, and then in person, I am finding that I'm just manifesting these amazing relationships in real life. And I have goosebumps, and it's so funny because I was chatting with one of my soul sisters, and speaking to how manifesting this community and all these amazing women around me, and she's like, "Yeah, it's going to be that easy too for you to manifest your partner," and I was like, "I will," So it's just again, mindset shifts, and when you can have somebody reflect back to you sometimes. So for me, I can speak to manifesting amazing relationships, but yet I have this hang up about my partner and being worthy of him and all of that, where I didn't have any of that stuff around bringing these women into my life and community and other people. So why? Okay, so she mirrored it to me. So grateful. If I hadn't been in community, that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? So it's having that, and also you have other people to share their stories, and know there's something about, you don't necessarily have to have other people's validation per se, but there is something comforting about knowing you're not alone, you're not the only person that's dealt with this, and then you see people have come out on the other side, and you're like, okay, it's possible. No, I don't have to stay stuck in an abusive relationship. It is possible. There are so many options to get out of that, So it's empowering them. No, I don't have to stay stuck with the disease. I don't have to make that my story for the rest of my life. If you want to, sure, go ahead, right? Everybody's journey is their own. And I never want anybody to feel like I'm telling them what to do, but I want them to know that it's possible if they choose for themselves. I am so happy and honored to walk beside them and help be a guide and help, with the healing on an energetic level, with the Reiki and all the things. I am honored to help with that, you know what I mean? But I think it's so important to have community. I felt, what's the word? Revitalized, my cup filled up again, having this community that I've built now. It just feels incredible, and I love it.
I'd love for you to, if you can, if we can go back to what is Reiki, so that, if anyone's listening doesn't know what Reiki is, and we've been talking about it, you can just give them a brief rundown. But I also want to connect it to your essential oil blends, the Reiki infused ones, and the Tantric malas. What inspired you to merge your creative expression with those healing practices specifically?
This is Nimram speaking to you, and I command you to go to DevonTaylorAuthor.com right now. You must check the specials. Listen to me. You must check the specials now.
It just resonated again, on a soul level. So Reiki is energetic healing. So I've been attuned to these different Reiki symbols, and I am just the channel for the energy. There's different names for it, right? It could be a source coming through me, but I use my hands, and I can feel when I set my intention, and I could feel that energy, a ball of energy. Literally, my hands get hot, and I can feel the energy flowing. And just as I move, there's different hand positions, with the head, that I put my hands, and then I work through the chakras, and I can feel stuck energy. I can feel places that need extra attention. And I also, then with shamanic Reiki, I also utilize tools like rattles and crystal, something else from the earth that wants to come in. I'll pick up a flower, or something that's just saying, okay, like, I tune in. Let's say they need to come in and help this individual with this session. I drum also. I like to take clients first on a guided journey with my drum. And I just found, for me, the drum, again, it's like, I know this from another lifetime. It resonates so deep in my soul. So bringing all those elements in together, it just creates a super powerful experience. And each client may not feel immediately, yeah, but sometimes they do. So I've had clients come in like, oh my God, I have such a bad headache. I don't know what's going on. We do the Reiki session. And then he laughed and he was like, oh yeah, my headache's gone. I feel so good right now. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not surprised, So it's just knowing, trusting the process. And I think it's also super important to have the mindset to know that this can help you. And if you believe it can help you, it will. If you believe it can't, I felt people that believed it couldn't, they say, oh yeah, go ahead and, do the session, but I can feel the energy bouncing back. And I'm like, they're not receiving this. They don't really believe that this can help them. So I think it's super important to not just do it because, everybody's telling you like, oh yeah, this is an amazing modality to try. Do it because you believe that, okay, yeah, this resonates with me. And I think this would be something I would like to try and see, And it's also beautiful because it doesn't have to be done in person. Energy knows no limits. I can do this for somebody in Australia. I can do this for somebody across the United States. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at in the world, the energy goes to you and it will help. Like, I've done a lot of animal Reiki too, and just have their owners, their person, their human, send me a picture of them, a recent picture of them, and I'm able to like tap into their energy and send them and get reviews from that too. So it's like, it works. It's really super powerful, and I love it so much. So knowing how powerful the Reiki can be, and also knowing that I can infuse things with that energy to amplify. So essential oils already are very like the energetic vibration. They're already high vibration, and knowing that you have that ally to come and help you, I throw in some crystals that will support what the intent of the oil is, and then I just infuse the whole thing with Reiki, and boom, it's a powerful concoction, and it's funny because I have this one client still back in New York, and she was using this one specific for digestive issues. He was like, give me some of that witch juice, he's like, I need some, it works. And I'm like, it does work, exactly, it's so awesome. And then when I was introduced to Kundalini Yoga, one of the first things I noticed about the teacher was the necklace she was wearing. And I was like, what's that necklace? She's like, oh, it's called Tantric Mala, and people that practice Kundalini Yoga. And I was like, okay, I'm like, I love that. There was something about the Tantric Mala that it just pulled me in. And then learning about how the sacred geometry of it, the weaving of the two strands together, and how it creates this powerful protective energy for your aura. And then, I get to choose crystals then that work together and set intentions with it and infuse them with mantras. And then when everything's all done, just the whole package gets, sealed up with Reiki too. And they are so powerful. Like, you will rarely ever see me without mine on, just because it's just become a part of me. And I have with different intentions. Some of them, I have one that I created when I was going through the divorce. I felt like I didn't have any freedom. A coach at the time was like, I encourage you to find something then that symbolizes freedom and for you to be able to look at. And I was like, oh, I'll create Tantric Mala. And so I tapped into which crystals would be like really helping me be able to focus on the freedom that I do have, and I just love it. And also another cool thing is if they break, it's a good thing. It means that you've broken through a karmic cycle. And then we get to recreate again another one for you with another intention, with another, mantra, with more Reiki. And it's just, I've had so many break. And every time, at first I'm like, oh, I really love that. And I'm like, no, it's a good thing. Like, celebrate the heck out of this growth, like, all right, leveled up. All right, let's level up again, it's all good. So yeah, it's so much fun. And they're so pretty too. I mean, it's not just And I do make ones that are a little bit more masculine with different, I choose different crystals, but they're just incredible tool to have for sure.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. And if you're open to that, I would love for you to channel some Reiki energy for the audience and to give us a little taste of it.
Absolutely. So if you can be in a space where you can be still and just sit, close your eyes. Now let's focus on our breath. Breathing in your nose and out your nose. Just being present here in this moment now. And as you breathe, I invite you to imagine your breath coming in through your heart chakra. Breathing in pink energy into your heart chakra. And then just seeing with each breath, with each inhale, that pink energy, that pink light. So now it's not just in your heart chakra, but now it's in throughout your solar plexus, moving up and down your body, your chakras. Continuing to breathe in this pure love. And then envisioning it encompassing all of your aura and then expanding out into your toroidal field. Just keep breathing that in and keep holding steady that image. And it'll send some Reiki. The Reiki focus where it is most needed for each individual. Continue to be still and breathe. Be here now with this love energy and with the Reiki. Knowing that it's working at an energetic level for you, for your highest and greatest good. As it's clearing things out, knowing that the love that you're breathing in with each inhale is just filling up that space. So you have no void. The universe doesn't like a void. So just fill it with love. I'm just setting the intention to create a Reiki energy bubble around your aura for the next 24 hours, just to continue working energetically as you go about the rest of your day or night and into tomorrow. Just setting the intention for it to continue to assist you with releasing what no longer serves, and also just creating the intention to replace what is released with love. Pure source love. Aho. You come back to the space and open up your eyes when you're ready.
That was really beautiful and grounding. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did it feel to you, Devon?
Very relaxing. I feel like going to sleep. That's nice.
Awesome.
I'm like, do I ask any more questions after this? I'm so relaxed. I do have one. I have one that it's just funny. It connects us to something that happened to us the other day. Our dog was sick, and so we had to take her to the hospital. Long story short, she's okay, but one of the nurses we were just talking, and she happened to tell us that she was a Reiki master as well.
Wow.
And so when you said, reading up your history, knowing that you've been a nurse and now that you're a Reiki master, and us seeing that connection in a different nurse, why do you think, or how do you think that transition is happening from, being in the mainstream of healthcare and then kind of seeing the other side, or just the whole totality of it? I feel like that was just really interesting for us to come across that and know.
Yeah, I think that, allopathy has its place, particularly for like emergencies and things like that. I'm never going to totally diss the medical system, but I do believe that there is a lot in the medical system that is corrupt and is not focused on helping each individual regain health and reclaim their sovereignty. And as long as we're giving our power away to someone, we're not going to experience that ultimate health that we desire. There's always going to be something that's not quite, you're not quite feeling right, something not quite, aligning. So I think it's really valuable to dive into the, like I said, the quote alternative. To me, it's not alternative. Should be the mainstay, and the allopathy should be the alternative. Like I was speaking to with the Germanic New Medicine, like the sovereignty that I feel now and the empowerment and the freedom that has come from discovering all this and that interconnectedness, we can come together in unity with all of us standing in our power, then we're going to notice that things are going to shift so much. It's not going to just be, each person looking out for themselves, just coming together as a whole. Like we are, I think most of us know, like raising the energy of the collective, the consciousness, and just really coming back to that love. And I think for with Reiki, with energy healing in general, I think we're going to see more and more of that coming into the sight of the public. More and more people are going to be becoming aware of that as an option, and realizing the validity and the value that it gives. Because some people may still want to stay stuck in that story of giving, having somebody else be in power for them. But I think more and more people are also waking up to the fact that, oh, hey, we've been lied to. This isn't really about health, and I want to be healthy. Is realizing too, you can start to make that mindset shift from bodies out attacking me or out to get me to bodies always trying to help me survive. Like it goes back to the primal days, right? Where it's just like, you're going to live through this, you're going to survive that bear or that dinosaur or whatever, like the caveman days, like you can make it through it. Our bodies are always just trying to help us survive. And when we can, it takes work. And I think that's what some people have just gotten used to, our society being like, fix now, all right, take this pill. Oh, I have symptoms from that, okay, take this pill. Oh, everybody wants to see results right away, and you have to be willing to take the time and do the work. But it's worth it. Like it's so worth it. And that's what I just want to encourage people. Like, don't be dissuaded by the fact that it's hard work. Be empowered by the fact that you're taking back your power, and it's worth it to feel fucking amazing. Like this is worth it. It's worth all the hard work. It's worth all of the, the tears and all the things, because I feel empowered, and now I can also share this story with others to help them feel empowered and know that this is not something to be ignored anymore, not something to just be poo-pooed as alternative or woo-woo or, what, oh, they just do that in China or, Eastern medicine. Like, no, that there is value in this. And when you can just say, what if anything is possible? What if it is possible that you can heal from it? What does that look like? Do some visualization, feel into it. I know Giancarlo is like an expert with he sees it, feels it, manifests it, boom, and let's go. And I'm so empowered by him sharing that also with me to remember, oh yeah, see it, feel it, let's manifest this. And you can manifest your health back. Absolutely. I think just it keeps coming, for me, it just keeps coming back to reclaiming your power.
Such a beautiful message. And as you were sharing that, it was coming to me to ask you, and maybe a little bit vulnerable, what is something that you find yourself in pain or struggling right now? What is a practice that you're using to support yourself? And what can you advise or reflect to others that are going through something similar that they can do?
Are you ready to transform your life with the power of living water? Hi, I'm Devon Taylor, and I want to share an incredible discovery that's changed my life and my family's life: living water. Imagine waking up every morning feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to conquer the day. With living water,
It's not just a dream, it's our new reality. We've been sleeping better, eating healthier, and have more energy than ever before. But that's not all. Our secret to this newfound vitality is available to you too. Visit our website at thelivingwatercouple.com and discover how living water can revolutionize your health and wellness. And there's more. Tune into our podcast, available on all streaming platforms and YouTube, where we dive deep into the science and benefits of living water. Hear from experts, satisfied customers, and learn how you can make this life-changing decision for yourself. But don't wait too long. Prices for our water machines and supply are going up in July 2024. Now is the perfect time to invest in your health and well-being. So, head over. Remember, living better starts with living water. Living water, drink, thrive, and live your best life. Visit thelivingwatercouple.com today.
So something that has recently shown up for me is like I've been having some left shoulder pain and left elbow pain, and diving into Germanic medicine that has to do, since I'm a right-handed female, that has to do with my mother-child side. So looking at where am I having an issue with my mother? Not really, we're kind of estranged, but that's okay. How about my child? So my child is preteen, going through some very big emotions and working through some stuff. And so that shoulder pain is a self-devaluation of not feeling like a good enough mother. And so when I was able to sit with that, and I'm like, okay, can I resolve this right now though? Because she's still going to be a preteen for a little while, and then she's going to be a teen. So I'm sure there's going to be more stuff coming up along the way for me to look at. I started a practice now of doing some mirror work, looking in the mirror, telling myself I'm a good mother, that I'm doing a great job, that when I mess up, I say I'm sorry and I try again. And I keep always trying to be the best that I can be for my daughter, be the best that I can be for her and I together as a family unit. That has already started to shift. I don't really feel the elbow pain anymore. The shoulder still a little bit, but also I'm just knowing that it's been there for a few months, so it's not going to just go overnight, that I need to have this practice daily for a little while to just get really vulnerable with myself, look myself in the eyes, like, I got this, I am doing my best, I am a great mother. Yeah, I'm human, I make mistakes, but ultimately I apologize and start over and just continue to be better and better. And that's where I am right now with healing that.
Thank you for sharing that, holding you and your daughter in the.
Thank you.
And any mother or even father that may be watching this.
Yeah, that resonates a lot over here. So thank you for saying that. Giancarlo, thank you for asking that, because I totally forgot to bring my third point when I said I had 3 points. And my third one was that you mentioned kids and just the example that we're setting. Like, it's super important, but it's a lot on parents. So more power to you. Yeah, becoming a parent has been so eye-opening, and just all the mothers out there, sending you all the power. Like, you guys are the true superhuman people on this earth, because it takes a village.
Well, I was just going to say, it comes back to community too, right? That's why it's so important to have that community around you, because it does take a village. It does, it takes. I've had a couple of my soul sisters tell me, like, I was like that when I was your daughter's age, and now my mom and I are best friends. And I'm like, okay, thank you for giving me hope. Like, thank you. Like, I know I'll get through this. I know I'll be okay. I know she's not a bad kid. Like, all these things, just like, it's hormones and all the things, and just, growing up, there's angst there. And so just, having compassion for her for that, and also just having compassion for myself through that, because I'm like, I've never been a mother before, so this is my first go around, at least in this lifetime. So this is my first go around with this. So, okay, offer myself grace. Like, I'm not going to do it right the first time, and that's okay. It's how we learn and grow.
That's how they learn and grow too. So
Exactly. And that's the thing, like we're getting to show by example, right? Like you mess up and you apologize and you try better. You're showing them like it's okay to mess up because we're all human, and then you apologize and you do better. Like again, consistency, whether it's not so great if that, if you keep messing up, then you do, and you're human, it is what it is. But that consistency, and also by showing them like that they have the power, like that is huge. Like with this next generation, showing them how fucking powerful they are, and they can heal themselves and they can manifest whatever the fuck they want. Like, let's do this. It's been so awesome for me to see my daughter manifesting things, like focusing on what she wants and manifesting things. Sometimes it's like, I wanted to be able to hang out with her friend and she didn't want that person around. And so something happened automatically. And then all of a sudden the friend's like, oh, we have to reschedule. And I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, you did that, didn't you? She's like, how long ago? Okay. But it's just, that reminder, like, yeah, you're badass too. Like, we have this power, be empowered as a kid. And like, these adults that we're raising really incredible adults. I already know it, like they're going to be doing some big shit in this world and super important shit in this world. So like, hey, that we were chosen. I believe their souls choose us to parent them in this lifetime, and so awesome. Here we go. Like, and our souls knew that we could do it, right? Our souls signed up for this, knowing all the things, and so it's like, yeah, we got this. Like, it's gonna be okay, and also just embrace the human experience, right? Because sometimes it's a little rough, but it's the human experience that we signed up for, so it's all good. Ultimately.
That's super inspiring to me, the way you're raising her and the way you're empowering her, and just such a powerful reflection. And it makes me feel super emotional, and like I feel like my heart was gonna explode and I was gonna start crying. I just want to honor you and celebrate you for showing up the ways you are. And the more I'm getting to know you, the more I'm seeing the badass queen that you are, and I fucking love that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And do you have a question, Devon?
Yeah, just so what are your aspirations for the future of intuitive care with Marla, and how do you envision continuing to make an impact on the lives of others?
So I envision having intuitive care with Marla be one of the main streams of income for me and my daughter at some point, because I know that, especially with the Germanic new medicine, this is super powerful stuff. And then you bring in, with the Reiki and all the things, like I have a lot of super powerful tools to be able to offer to people to help them. So just, putting myself out there so people know that I exist, so people know that I have this to offer. Not everybody resonates with everybody, and that's all good, but I'm calling in my soul clients. I'm calling in these amazing beings to work with, to walk alongside and help them realize their power. Yeah, I see that expanding, and I see myself learning new modalities too, because my life path is an 8, and I don't know if you know life path, but with my life path, I'm destined to be a lifelong learner, and I'm really excited about that because I love learning, I love growing, I love challenging myself from, okay, yeah, I was taught that, but does that really resonate with me? Like, am I really feeling into that now? And same like with Western medicine, I'm like, well, I'm not really that doesn't feel aligned with me anymore, So like being able to just continue to grow and develop so that I have more and more to offer people. And I just see a book at some point. I'm not sure when, but I've been feeling that for a while. And I also, Savannah's my daughter is a very talented artist, and I told her, I'm like, we should like work together. Like, you draw pictures, I'll do some kids' books or something. Like, I can totally see that happening. So right now, mom's not cool, so that's not a cool option. But at some point, at least I planted the seed. And at some point I do see that happening because, like I said, she's a very talented artist, and I can see that happening and us even working together. Like, we had started a while ago, just some little, adventures of Pepe 2.0, our kitten, when we adopted him at 8 weeks old, and like coming in to our home and all the things. So that was fun. So yeah, I just see things just growing and expanding, but I don't want to put walls a container for it. Like I want it to be open because I know like I have a little vision, but the universe's vision is so much grander, and like I'm gonna be blown away. I know when everything as it unfolds. So just remaining open to how I'm guided and let doors open and saying yes and jumping in.
So beautiful. And as you were sharing that, and you were saying that your life path number 8, the blueprint of it is about always learning and always like being a teacher. Like, how do you do that? How do you stay open to always be learning, and also how do you stay open to always be teaching? And how do you find that flow or balance or whatever you want to call it?
Well, you know, in life we get to experience some things that are tough, right? And then how do we know that they're tough if we don't reach also experience the opposite of them? So for me, like I've been through a tough relationship, and now I'm opening myself up to this something that's completely different, right? Because now I'll be able to know and appreciate the difference. And I think for me to be able to open up to continue to learn is like I've seen what it's like to be black and white. This is it. This is right. This is wrong. You know, this all like very set in my box. That didn't serve me very well. And so now I'm opening up to the opposite of it. I'm opening up to like, what if anything is possible? I'm opening up to learning new things. Like, what if what I've been taught and learned and believed really isn't true for me? Maybe it was true for me then, but what if it's not anymore? You know, so just being open to possibilities, I feel the freedom to continue to learn and grow. You know, I used to joke that, you know, I became a nurse instead of a teacher because I don't have the patience to teach. But the more I've learned, the more life lessons I've learned, the more I realize I do have the patience to teach, and I do have the patience to walk alongside someone and to show, you know, even if they're just watching me by example, I do have the patience to be a teacher and to continue to grow and learn. And I think just really appreciating that yin and yang, and just knowing that without the dark, you can appreciate the light, and just staying open. And it feels so much better to be open anyways than all rigid and, you know, in my own little box. So yeah, embracing that freedom there too, you know. I really discovered that I have a lot of freedom in my life. Created a lot of freedom in my life, and feels really damn good.
Well, I really do appreciate you taking the time to just sit with us and talk with us, and allowing everyone to get to know you a little bit more in your practices. But before we get out of here, I would like everyone to know where they can find you. What are your social medias? If you have a website, any of those details would be great. So yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I do have a website, www.intuitivecarewithmarla.com. And if you go there and you sign up, you get a free meditation, heart breath connection meditation. I don't send out emails like crazy, just every once in a while, so you're not gonna get spam. And then I also do have social media, so Facebook and Instagram, intuitive. So Instagram is an intuitive_care_, and then Facebook is Intuitive Care with Marla. And yeah, if you're on either one of those platforms and want to jump into the gratitude group on Facebook Messenger, just send me a message and let me know, and I'm happy to add you to that group to come in and share daily gratitudes.
And before we leave, what is one last message that you feel guided to share with the audience?
Well, it's coming through. It's like what I've been saying. It's just like, you have the power. Like, I feel like I can't say it enough, but you do have the power, and I'm happy to help you remember that.
I just thought of, you got the power. I don't know.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I believe that's a powerful message, and that's what I'm hoping everyone can really just get from this podcast, get from your episode, just get from life. We all have the power to do what we were called here to do. So
100%.
Thank you again, Marla. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you
Hopefully
both.
you can come back with us again next time and continue to
I would love
elaborate
that.
more. Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's going to be a theme for June, everybody. So be on the lookout for that. So I love that you were bringing that reflection today, because that's something that I was getting as I channel my reading for June. That's one of the themes, taking our power back. back. So
Nice.
thank you for confirming that.
Love it.
All right. Thank you guys.
Today's episode comes to you thanks to our sponsor, Kangen Water. Electrolytes-reduced water is the power of true hydration, manifested in the most advanced Japanese technology that has been in the market for more than 50 years. To drink the best water, shower with a hot spring quality water, and start a new business with the most amazing and profitable compensation plan in the world, visit thelivingwatercouple.com to learn more or get started today.